Jayam Vishnu Paramahansa Prabhakacharyastacha Sachashi Shriman His Divine Loving Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnu Paramahansa Prabhakacharyastacha Sachashi Shriman His Divine Loving Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koi Vaishnavinda Ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Brahmachako Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Gadar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhaktavinda Ki Shri Radha Krishna Gogopinath Sammakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Vrindavan Dham Ki Mayapur Dham Ki Navadvip Dham Ki Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Samaveda Bhaktavinda Ki all glories to the Samba devotees, all glories to the Samba devotees, all glories to the Samba devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishvadaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pacharni Nirvashesha Sanyavadi Pastyatya Dasadani. Om Agyan Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirdayad. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayan, and unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Naishtapreshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiti. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Agyanatimirandasya Janatana Salakaya Jaksun Militanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Barakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Shri Vishaka Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagapate Opesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namoste Tapta Kanchana Gourange Radhe Vindavanishwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Vanchakapatruvhyascha kripa sindhu bhavacha patitanam bhavanevyo vaishnavevyo namo namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we're in the Srimad Bhagavatams in the first canto, chapter 16, verse 16. And this is where Pariksit is receiving the age of Kali. Saratya Parasara Sevana Sakya Dotya Saratya Parasara Sevana Sakya Dotya Virasana Gunagamana Stravana Pranamam Virasana Gunamana Savana Prananam Sigheshu Pandishu Jagat Pranatim Cha Vishnur Shigeshu Pranadushu Jagat Pranatim Cha Vishnur Bhaktim Karoti Nirpastis Charana Vrinde Bhaktim Karoti Nirpatis Charana Vrinde Straratya Parasada Sevana Sakya Docha Virasana Gunamana Savana Prananam Sigheshu Pandushu Jagat Pranatim Cha Vishnur Bhaktim Karoti Nirpatis Charana Ravinde Saratya Parasara Sevana Sakya Docha Virasanagnugana Savana Pranamam Shigheshu Pandushu Jagat Pranatim Cha Vishnur Bhaktim Karoti Nirpatis Charana Ravinde Saratya Parasada Sevana Sakya Docha Virasana Nugamana Savana Pranamam Shigheshu Prandusu Jagat Pranatim Cha Vishnur Bhaktim Karoti Nirpatis Charana Ravinde Please chant. Saratya Parasara Sevana Sakya Doja Virsa Vaishnavis. Sada seva sakya dorja. Virasana nukamana sarvana prananam. Shige shubandi shubanat banatim javishnu. Dhanatini patish charanada minde. Saratya. Acceptance of the post of a chariot driver. Parasara. Acceptance of the presidency in the assembly of the Rajasura sacrifice. Sevana. Engaging the mind constantly in the service of the Lord. Sakya. To think of the Lord as a friend. Dotya. Acceptance of the post of a messenger. Virasana. Acceptance of the post of a watchman with a drawn sword at night. Anugramana. Following in the footsteps. Stravana. Offering of prayers. Prananam. Offering obeisances. Shigeshu. Unto them who are malleable to the will of the Lord. Pandushu. Unto the sons of Pandu. Jagat. The universal. Pranatim. One who is obeyed. Cha. And Vishnu. Of Vishnu. Bhaktim. Devotion. Karoti. Does. Nipati. The king. Charanaravinde. Unto his lotus feet. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj Pariksit heard that out of his causeless mercy, Lord Krishna, Vishnu, who is universally obeyed, rendered all kinds of service to the malleable sons of Pandu by accepting a post ranging from chariot driver to president to messenger, friend, night watchman, etc., according to the will of the Pandavas, obeying them like a servant and offering obeisances like one younger in years. When he heard this, Maharaj Pariksit became overwhelmed with devotion to the lotus feet of the Lord. Please repeat. Maharaj Pariksit heard that out of his causeless mercy, Lord Krishna Vishnu, who is universally obeyed, rendered all kinds of service to the malleable sons of Pandu by accepting posts ranging from chariot driver to president, to messenger, friend, night watchman, etc., according to the will of the Pandavas, obeying them like a servant and offering obeisances like one younger in years. When he heard this, Maharaj Pariksit became overwhelmed with devotion to the lotus feet of the Lord. Lord Krishna is everything to the unalloyed devotee, like the Pandavas. The Lord was for them excuse me. The Lord was for them the supreme Lord, the spiritual master, the worshipable deity, the guide, the chariot driver, the friend, the servant, the messenger, and everything they could conceive of. And thus the Lord also reciprocated with feelings of the Pandavas. Maharaj Pariksit, as a pure devotee of the Lord, could appreciate the Lord's transcendental reciprocation of the feelings of his devotees, and thus he himself also was overwhelmed with the dealings of the Lord. Simply by appreciating the dealings of the Lord with his pure devotees, one can attain salvation. The Lord's dealings with his devotees appear to be ordinary human dealings, but one who knows them in truth becomes at once eligible to go back home, back to Godhead. The Pandavas were so malleable to the will of the Lord that they could sacrifice any amount of energy for the service of the Lord, and by such unalloyed determination, they could secure the Lord's mercy in any shape they desired. Jai. So, Maharaj Pariksit is a very special personality we've learned already. And he comes from a great line of the Pandavas. His grandfather is Arjuna. His granduncles are the Pandavas and Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, in this age, lineage is nothing. Just because one's a Brahmin does not mean that their son is a Brahmin. A Brahmin is determined by one's activities. That's what determines what a Brahmana is. Whereas is common practice in India is to think that if one is a Brahmin, they can do anything, just have the title. But also a Kshatriya is another particular ashram that is becoming lost, because a Kshatriya is supposed to be trained in spirituality. A king, a monarch, was given a great deal of education in character and diplomacy and spirituality. And this is what Maharaj Pariksit is receiving in order to receive the age of Kali. Krishna particularly wanted Maharaj Pariksit to be the one to receive the age of Kali. And we will see why soon enough. But his training and his lineage is very important here, because it's revealing what a great personality he is. And then also, Srila Prabhupada had come to the West to make brahmanas out of mlechas. And this is an amazing thing, that he was so successful, because now in this day and age, you can go to almost any part of the world and see temples that are being run very nicely by brahmanas who are trained by Srila Prabhupada, or trained by the devotees who were trained by Srila Prabhupada. Whereas you could go to many temples in India and they're empty. There's no Bhagavad discussion. There's no kirtan. And even the deities, sometimes the care for the deities can leave a lot to be desired. But Srila Prabhupada had created this movement. And a movement it is, because it keeps going, and it keeps growing, and it keeps developing due to his wonderful insight on how to do this. In this particular purport, there's a wonderful mystery, so to say. It's a mystery to someone who's an impersonalist. They can never possibly understand this concept that of Krishna's being, he's, at one hand, it's said in so many places that he's impartial. And then on the other hand, he's very much inclined to his devotees. And what is that? That's because of reciprocation. And as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita in chapter 926, I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend in me, and I am also a friend unto them. So Krishna, he reciprocates with his devotees. He reciprocates with everybody, however they treat him. The impersonalists ignore him and deny that he has form. And so he gives them a formless existence in the Brahmajyoti. The demons, they offend him and attack him. And so he fights back with them. And sometimes he's even more merciful to them as he gives them different benedictions. But Krishna reciprocates, and this is a wonderful thing that's done in personal relationships. And this just shows how personal Krishna is and how he relates to his different devotees. Part of Maharaj Parikat's education was appreciating this reciprocation of love between his uncles and Krishna. Because he was a pure devotee, he could understand this. Queen Kunti also, when she spoke to Krishna, she prayed to Krishna, she said, you, Krishna, make no distinction. No one is your favorite. No one is your enemy. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are equal to everyone, and everyone can take advantage of your special protection. She also goes on to say, the fact is that although you, Krishna, are equal to everyone, you are especially inclined to the devotees who always think of you. The devotees are related to you by ties of love. As such, they cannot forget you even for a moment. And so this helps us understand in the Bhagavad Gita 4:9. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvataha taktvam deham punarjanman naiti mam iti sorjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not upon leaving the body take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. In many religions of the world, they acknowledge that God is great. I believe the Muslims have a greeting, God is great. But they will also tell you, you can't understand God. We can't understand God, he's so great, we can't understand him. But actually, because God is so great, he gives his devotee some understanding, some ability to understand and ponder the greatness of God. And in this way, the devotee can become more and more absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna. And that's why we study this Bhagavatam every morning. This is why we read the books thoroughly. It's why we study very carefully. There's a wonderful pastime in the Krishna book where Krishna enters Mathura. And he meets many different personalities. And with each of those personalities, he relates differently. And as you know, Akrura took Krishna to Mathura. And Akrura along the way had seen many wonderful things that Krishna had shown to him. And he didn't want Krishna to leave at that when they reached the outside of Mathura. He wanted to take Krishna into his home and worship him properly and offer him nice prasadam and possibly massage his feet and worship him properly. But Krishna, he saw that the cowherd men and the cowherd boys had arrived and had set up a camp already. And he encouraged Akrura by telling him, yes, I will come to your home, but after I have killed all those who are envious of the Yadus. So then he again associated with his cowherd boys, and they decided to explore Mathura. And as he stood outside the gates of Mathura, they were amazed at the craftsmanship of the marble gate. It was first-class marble, and the doors were made of pure gold. And they noticed that there were canals all around and beautiful orchards full of fruit, and that no enemy could easily conquer Mathura. There were copper and brass storerooms and houses of grain. There were many rich men's houses, all appearing symmetrical, as if they were all made by the same engineer. And they were decorated with costly jewels. Each and every house had trees filled with flowers and fruit behind the gates. There were corridors and verandas of the houses decorated with silk cloth, embroidered with works of jewels and pearls. Pigeons and peacocks wandered around cooing. All the grain dealers' shops were decorated with different kinds of flowers and garlands made of narcissus and roses, and green grass was growing everywhere. Water-filled pots decorated the entrance of the homes. You see this in India today. It's very auspicious to see a pot of water on the outside of a home. And all these fresh decorations of mango leaves and silk festoons were everywhere. When news spread that Krishna and Balaram had entered Mathura, the ladies and girls became so excited. Even if they were eating, they immediately stopped and they ran to the rooftops. Some of them had been bathing and they put their clothes on improperly. And some, they only applied makeup on one eye or one earring. They rushed to the rooftops, where they looked over and they saw Krishna and Balaram passing slowly and smiling brilliantly at them. And they showered them with flowers. And then they began to discuss amongst themselves how fortunate the residents of Vrindavan were to see Krishna and Balaram at all times. The ladies became so joyful. The Brahmanas, they approached Krishna with sandalwood, water, and flowers. And they also stated amongst themselves that the inhabitants of Raj were the most fortunate people in the whole universe. And then as they walked, Krishna and Balaram came to this washerman. He had just finished dyeing some cloth for Kamsa. And Krishna requested that he gives him some cloths. You know, Krishna had been wandering in the forest of Vrindavan. He was dressed like a cowherd boy, but now he had come to the big city of Mathura and he wanted to dress appropriately. So he requests some cloth from this washerman. But the washerman was a demon, and he said to Krishna, he did not appreciate this request. How is it you are asking for clothing which is meant for the king? And then he began to instruct the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's offensive to instruct a senior devotee what to say of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he said, my dear boys, in the future, don't be so impudent as to ask for things which belong to the king. Otherwise, you will be punished by the government men. They will arrest you. They will punish you, and you will be in difficulty. I have practically experience of this fact. Anyone who unlawfully wants to use the king's property is very severely punished. Well, as it says in the Brahma Samhita, Krishna can do anything with any parts of his body. And so with the upper part of his hand, he removed the washerman's head from his body. And then all the washerman's employees ran hither and thither. So what happened to this washerman? He took Sarup Mukti, which is the four-handed form like Narayan in Vaikuntha. And then Krishna also gave him sufficient wealth to enjoy his senses. He then went on to meet a florist who came running out of his house and paid his obeisances. His name was Sudama. And he offered beautiful prayers and betel nut and chandan, and he begged Krishna for his service. Begged, please give me service to you, my Lord. And then Krishna said, well, we need garlands. So he made 2 exquisite garlands with many different kinds of flowers. And then Krishna gave him benedictions and salutations. And Sudama continued to pray, to be engaged in Krishna's service, and by that service to help others. And Srila Prabhupada explains a devotee shouldn't be satisfied by his own advancement in Krishna consciousness. A devotee is really satisfied when he's able to help others in their service. And Prabhupada quotes or refers to the 6 Goswamis, Lokanam Hitakarano. Vaishnavas are not selfish. So as they continued on exploring Mathura, Krishna, Balaram, and the cowherd boys, they saw this one young woman walking by. She was a hunchback. Her name was Gubja. And Krishna indicated to his friends that he was going to have some fun with this girl. And he addressed her, "Oh, tall woman, who are you and what are you carrying there? Is that sandalwood pulp? Tell me, who is that for? I think you should offer it to us, to me and Balaram, and if you do so, I'm sure you will be very fortunate." The girl replied, "My dear Shyamasundar, Sundar, dear beautiful dark boy, I'm a maid servant of Kamsa, and I supply him with this pulp of sandalwood daily. The king is pleased with me for supplying this to him, but I can now see that there is no one who can better be served by this pulp of sandalwood than you 2 brothers." So she was enchanted by Krishna and Balaram, their smile, their features, their smiling, their glancing. And she began to smear sandalwood pulp all over their bodies. And their beauty increased even more. As now they had these beautiful fancy clothes from Mathura. They had wonderful garlands. And now sandalwood pulp was smeared all over their bodies. Krishna was very pleased with her loving devotion. She came to him a bit lusty, a bit tainted, but he was pleased with her service. So he stepped on her toes, and he took his fingers under her cheeks, and whoop, he straightened her out. And she became the most beautiful woman in Mathura. And then she became very lusty and very flirtatious towards Krishna. She started grabbing his cloth and calling him to come to her house. Of course, Krishna became a little embarrassed that he's in the presence of his brother and friends. But he pacified this one by saying, "My dear beautiful girl, I am pleased by your invitation, and I must come to your home after finishing my other business here." And he told her that such a beautiful girl as you is the only means of solace for persons like us who are away from home and not married. Certainly a beautiful girlfriend like you can give us relief from all kinds of mental agitation. So Krishna satisfied this girl, and then he continued on. Many of the residents of Mathura came and offered small but loving gifts to Krishna and Balaram. And then Krishna and Balaram requested, "Where is this sacrificial arena?" And then they went to the sacrificial arena. This is the day before the sacrifice. And they saw this huge bow there. It looked like a rainbow. It was so large. And Krishna picked it up with his left hand. He strung it. He pulled back the string and he broke the bow in 2. Immediately the constables and guards came running and yelling to attack Krishna. And Krishna gave one part of the bow to Balaram, and they fought off all these guards and killed them immediately. And then they left. They left the arena at that time. They came back the next day. So I think I'll stop here. And does anyone want to add something or have any questions or reflections? No? Jai, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jai. Hare Krishna. Glories to Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Prabhupada. Nice to see you.